Hi, everybody. I hope you're ready for this one because this one's gonna be a good one. So, controversial to say the least. But you all love some controversy, right? Let's hope that that's the case. Okay, so how to find the one? Yeah, that's exactly what you're thinking. So, here's the thing. Most people out there today that have a partner, that are in a relationship of some sort, they were never ready to be in something like that to begin with, and this is why the divorce rate is so high, and there is so much data to back these things up. And and here's the thing, before you start calling me all kinds of things, first hear what I have to say and then deeply reflect on it, because by the time I'm done with this, and I'm going to try to keep this short, but I can't make any promises. This may go longer than I want, because I really want to drive the nail on this and really, get my point across without a shadow of a doubt, so everyone can easily understand the reason why most relationships today fail. Here is the thing. Majority of the population out there today, people in general, individuals, men, women, doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call yourself doesn't matter. You don't even know yourself on a deep level. So, what makes you think that you're going to be able to find a person that you will be able to, you know, retain a relationship with for your lifetime? Let that sink in and think deeply about that. Majority of the population does not possess the self-respect, the clarity, and the self-love that one needs to find a proper partner in their lives and be truly happy and full of joy. Let that one sink in too. Because every bullet point that I put in here hits deep. It may bleed a little bit. But that's okay. That means if you're getting triggered by anything that I'm about to say here or that I'm talking about, then I'm doing a good job, because that's the whole point. Reflect on what is triggering you. So, if a person is not willing to go to the deepest, darker corners of their mind, heart, and soul, their psyche, what makes you a human being, all the things that you went through when you were a child, being brought up by your parents, by this machine that feeds you everything about how to be, what to think, how to act, how to behave, all of these things. Every single person has been programmed most of their lives to be a certain way, and they follow that protocol without question. Period. Let that one sink in too. I may sound angry, but I'm not. This is what the truth sounds like. And it may sting and it may hurt, but that's good. That means I'm doing a good job by describing how things really are like and the things that everybody runs away from because nobody wants to face the truth and the facts. And that's another problem. Let that one sink in too. Yeah, you're not going to like me after this. And I don't care. I've said many times in some of my other videos, I'm not here to please anybody. I'm here to spill the facts of life, parts of my own experience as someone who's lived 50 plus, almost in my mid 50s now, okay? So I know what I'm talking about. I think I've got a little idea of these things that I'm explaining here. You have to be willing to dive deep into your own self in every single aspect of your own psychology, the way you think about things, the way you react about things, how you see yourself, all the insecurities that you have, all the fears, all the anxiety, the doubt, all of these things. These things are integral parts of you that you have never allowed yourself to deal with because you don't want to face the facts. Let that one sink in too. You know why I sound angry when I talk about these things? Because I'm passionate about this. Because I know exactly what it is like. I've been through it. I never talk out of my butt when I talk about these things, my friends. I talk from living it. 18 plus years of hermit mode, deep introspection, reflection, learning everything that I could possibly learn about myself, my true self. Finding the deepest, most hidden trauma that I had that I didn't even know about it until not that long ago. There's so much trauma that we hide and we mask it in so many ways. And the way you find out about these things is you have to pay attention to yourself, how you react to certain circumstances, situations, people, environments, and then ask yourself the question, why am I feeling this way? Why am I reacting this way every time certain things make you uncomfortable or make you feel a certain way? Another thing, if you're the type of person that you've always been a people pleaser your whole life, you need to do some serious healing to yourself. Serious healing, okay? Deep. Because as long as you're not facing this, and look, that's most people. There's a lot of people out there that are people pleasers. It's not your fault. Something happened during your childhood. You could be carrying some generational trauma from family members. Do you want to do that? Do you want to be that generational curse breaker person? Now is your opportunity. Now is your chance. Make it stop with you, so it never goes further past you. Make it end with you. I don't know how else to put this, my friends. But the reality of the situation is most people don't really know themselves on a deep level. Their true selves. Not this mask that everybody wears to be a part of the crowd, to be accepted in society in however shape or form You have to do it because that's what everybody does. No exceptions. There might be some, but they're pretty small. You know, the people who don't obey those rules are seen as weird, strange, antisocial, and all these labels and judgments that other people pass on to people like that without knowing a thing about people like that and why they may be that way. So that's the other thing. If you're one of the people that you care about what other people think about you, reflect on that deeply because you shouldn't give a shit about what anybody or anyone thinks about you. That's their problem, not yours. You know who you are better than anybody else. Be yourself. Be unique. Be authentic. You have no reason to pretend to be something that you are not to please someone else or many people. What are you doing? What is wrong with you? What are you afraid of? I mean, you want to belong that bad that you want to be like everybody else? Instead of being unique, different, which is the thing that makes you special, it's the thing that makes you set apart from everything else. I got something to tell you. Do you think that being special feels great? Especially since you've known things like this since you were young? If you think that feels good, well, it does after a whole lifetime and you understand how the whole process of this journey of life works. But until you reach that point, it's not the greatest feeling on earth. I can assure you that. But nevertheless, we shouldn't be pretending to be something that we are not just to fit with the mold for whatever reason. That's what a lot of people out there like to use this like term and call people like that sheep. I don't like this type of, you know, terminology that people use for things like that because I don't think it's right. You know, you're not being better than anybody else when you're like calling people things like that because the truth is most people don't even know any of these things. It's not their fault. There's this whole machine, engine, engineer society worldwide that we live on that was planned and designed to be a specific way for this very same reason. Nobody wants free thinkers out there. Nobody wants people who are capable of thinking for themselves and being themselves because, let's be honest, that's a threat. That's a threat to the system. And when I talk about the system, I'm talking about, you know, this control machine that's been around for thousands of years. Because people that have money and power, that very top 1%, 0.1%, I don't even know what the number is, it doesn't even matter. Do you honestly think that those people that own everything and anything, they want, you know, a lot of people out there who are capable of thinking for themselves? Stand up for themselves? Know their value? Know their worth? Know how and way to say no to things? Because you shouldn't be saying yes to everything all the time, most of the time. Let that sink in. Yeah, I told you you're not going to like it. But like I said, if you're still here and it's triggering you, that's good. that means that I'm conveying the message very well. So, if you don't know yourself on a deep level, if you haven't healed all sorts of things that you've carried with you most of your life, heavy childhood trauma that you may not even be aware of, and things like that. Every single person has these things, okay? You might be thinking to yourself, "Oh, this guy's crazy. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't have that. That's not me." Are you sure about that? How do you know? How many times have you sat with yourself in your own silence and your own stillness? To start finding out who you truly are and what you truly are not. Huh? I don't think there's a whole lot of people out there that care about these things these days. The ones that do, people like me, when we talk about things like this, people think that we're crazy, that we're being too harsh. Yeah, the truth stings, doesn't it? It cuts like a sword. The truth does not care about what you think. The truth does not care about how you feel, your emotions, any of that bullcrap. Because that's the stuff that controls you. That's the stuff that makes you feel a certain way, think a certain way, act a certain way, because you live in denial your whole life. That's what everybody does. It's so easy to live in denial. Stay in that box. Don't step out of the comfort zone. You want to find the one? Everybody talks about these days the terminology that I despise, and I refuse to use it because I think it's so used that it has become, trying to think of the word here, but it doesn't come to mind right now. Mundane, soulmate, twin flame, all of these like mumbo jumbo, new agey things that a lot of people like to throw out there. Love and light, blah blah blah. Here's the thing. What does it matter? What is it called? That's why I'm saying the one, because there's all these preconceived notions behind this wording that people uses. You know, soulmate, twinmate, whatever the heck you want to call it. There is no such thing as perfection in a human being. We are flawed by nature. We are born perfect, and then we become flawed because of our upbringing and the external environment around us and everything. That's what the problem is. We are born perfect. When we are born, yes, we are perfect because we're pure love. We're pure light. We emanate this radiant energy that is intoxicating. That's why everybody loves babies. Well, normal people anyway. If you don't love babies, then you're part of the problem. So, yeah, that's the thing. You want to find the one? You want to know how you do it? Find out who you are. Remember who you are. Reconnect with yourself. Live in alignment with who you are and your purpose. Live in the moment. Live in the now. Be present and aware at all times. Make that the number one priority in your life. Clear your mind and keep it that way at all times. Remain vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings, of everything that's going on inside and outside of you at all times. Heal your past trauma, whatever it may be, as far back as you can go and you can remember. Seek help from professionals if that's what you need. I didn't do any of that stuff. I think it's a waste of money. I think any person who is not capable of healing themselves and solving their own problems is a broken person, because you shouldn't need a stranger who don't even know who you are. I don't care what kind of credentials you have. No offense, you know. But I personally know many people who know people who do, you know, when you go to a psychologist or a what do they call it, a shrink? Yeah, it's funny terminology, but anyway, people that go to therapy, right? I've known many people that are friends with therapists, and guess what? The therapists go to therapy themselves. How do you like that? That person that you're going to and you're paying money out of your own pocket, your hard-earned money, okay? They have their own problems and they have to go see somebody else because of the way they are. Do you see how messed up this is? Everybody should be able to take care of themselves and fix themselves, heal themselves, if they really put their heart, mind, and soul to it. It's that simple. Yeah, this video is getting long, guys. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Do you want to find a person that is going to match you on every level, energetically speaking, state of being, state of mind, heart state, all of these things? When you reach this point in your life where you finally feel whole again, you are aligned, you feel the best you ever have. And trust me, when that day comes, you will know. You will know every day, day in, day out, because you will feel that. The moment you wake up, you know it. You're always telling yourself all of these things, giving yourself your own affirmations, whatever they may be. And then after you do these things, you live them. You don't just, say stuff and don't follow what you say. That's the other thing. You can affirm stuff all day long, all you want, but are you actually embodying those things that you are telling yourself? Or are you just pretending? Like you pretend to be somebody else, to be a part of the crowd. Let that one sink in a little bit too. Yeah, this is getting longer than it should, and it's probably not even gonna get a whole lot of views because this is not ideal for YouTube at this point. This should have been 10 minutes and it ended up being 20, 24, 25 minutes. So this is really all I wanted to say. Play this as many times as you have to. Rewind, play it again. Rewind, play it again. Because, listen, I didn't say all these things for no reason. I know what I'm talking about here. And I'm dead serious. And until you live your life aligned, knowing what it means to have self-respect, self-value, self-worth, self-love, you're never going to be able to find someone that is going to match you the way you expect. And then the other thing is, like I said, nobody's perfect. Stop being delusional. That's a construct. Nobody's perfect, my friends. Nobody is. It doesn't even matter how much healing you've done in any of this stuff. We all have flaws. And as long as you're okay with being with someone who's going to have their flaws here and there. This is what life is about. We are here to take care of that, to learn and to grow with our flaws. And until you learn how to do that, it's not going to be easy. Especially if you're in a relationship, if you're married, and if you're one of those people that have been out there in a happy relationship your entire lives, congratulations to you. You are one of the few. That's a very rare thing these days. Hold on to what you've got and never let go. I'm proud of you, and you should be too. And lastly, never chase these things. Okay? Never chase them. If you're chasing, you're doing it all wrong, and you're never going to be happy. You don't chase, you attract based on your own energy. That's how it works. Chasing is bad news. Stop chasing. Start attracting. Know who you are. Know your value. Know your worth. That's it. End of the story. I love you all. This was a long one. Probably the longest I've ever done. I will catch you all next time, my friends. Take care.